Hi everyone, and welcome to the weekly guidance reading for this week. I hope everybody's doing really well. So I am doing this one as a collective. I'm a little bit low on energy, and I'm going to choose my words carefully. I had a little bit of a cold coming on, and I'm trying to just sort of rejuvenate and heal before it gets any worse. So I'm just kind of taking it a little bit easy. I thought I would practice what I preach, because obviously I'm all about self-care, self-prioritization, and preaching that to people. But then I thought I better actually listen to my own advice for once. So I am going to do just a collective one instead of a pick a pile for this week, just to give myself a little bit of a break. But either way, it will still be a fruitful message. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and grab all the cards. So same thing as last week's reading. If you enjoy watching the card shuffles, feel free to watch this part. But if the card shuffling bores you, don't worry, I'm not going to talk about any of the cards during this part. I'm just going to get all the cards out, and there's a timestamp that can jump you to where the reading actually starts to save you the hassle. But I'm going to go ahead and get not group ones. I'm going to get the cards for this collective reading. we're going to get into the messages now. So our first couple of cards over here, we have the Angel of Balance in reverse and with the Four of Water. So if you're, we can't even see the cards right now. Okay. So it feels like if you're not centered within yourself, or if you're not at peace within yourself, it's going to be very possible that this week that is going to be kind of reflected back to you in your external world. So if your inner world's lacking, I guess, harmony and balance, then your outer world's going to lack harmony and balance as well. And it feels as though maybe there's a little bit of like discontentment is the main word that's coming out to me. It's like you're going to be really noticing what you're not happy with and what you're discontent with. But it's going to show up as in you're noticing all these things you're not happy with outside of you. But in reality, this is when you need to go within, because something's lacking within you, or a part of you, your inner world needs love or attention in order to rectify the scales, and then you'll probably see your reality and your outside world a lot differently. Obviously, I was actually just recently saying this to someone. What we choose to believe is underwriting our experience like every day. So if we're choosing to believe that we're going to have a really bad day, it's going to be the same old day, the same old things, we're probably going to be very pessimistic and noticing more things that we are pessimistic of. Whereas if we believe we're going to have a great day, the universe is always working in our favor, you're determined to create joy in that day, or you believe you will create joy in each day, that's probably going to be how you do live, and it's going to create that experience. So I think that essentially it all starts with our inner world. So if this is you this week and you're noticing that you're picking out a lot of things that you're not quite happy with, or you're noticing like, oh, I'm bored here, I'm unfulfilled here, I'm not happy with this, I'm bored with this, maybe use this time to go within and see how you can create more harmony in your energy, and see what you need to bring back into balance. Maybe you're lacking fun in your life and you need to have a little bit more fun this week. Maybe you've been not getting enough sleep, and this week you just really need to make sure that you're prioritizing your rest needs. But it's definitely about giving yourself what you're in need of, so that you can try not to get into this energy of feeling really unfulfilled or unhappy with where you're at. So that's the sort of like general or the overall energy of the week. Now we're going to move into work and money. Excuse me. Maybe some of you will be like me, and if you haven't been sort of resting and taking care of your body and things like that, maybe you'll get sick and then you'll be bored and discontent with your week because now you're sick. But this is just a way of maybe the universe or your body rebalancing the scales and bringing you back to your optimal self. All right, so the next two cards for work and money. Now, it's quite interesting that we have the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups coming out. So I definitely think that there is it's an emotional week. There's some emotions going on. And with the Five of Water, like it says, something hasn't turned out the way you'd hoped, but there's a positive that you're not seeing to this, and it actually is going to turn out that you're crying over spilled milk. So it's like whatever seems like a huge deal, in the big picture, or if you zoom out, or if you could see what's coming next or something like that, you probably wouldn't be as upset as you are in the moment. And it's not to discredit your feelings this week, and the emotions that are coming up in relation to work and money, but like, it's okay to feel what you're feeling, but try to hold on to the fact that there's a silver lining, that if you can't see it right now, it will become visible soon, and there is some sort of like opportunity to come out of whatever's disappointing you in your work and money situation. I want to quickly go to the guidebook of this deck and double check the meaning of this card when it's in the reverse, because I'm having a mind blank. It could be because I'm not at my best at the moment as well, but okay, yeah, so it's actually a similar message to what we're getting in the Five of Water. So it's like, basically it's a sign to say that you could totally lose your focus or become completely illogical about your work or your money issue this week. So it's like getting lost in your emotions, maybe not necessarily seeing things from a logical point of view, but just feeling really caught up in the emotional experience and just feeling it all. But it's also a card to say that there is information, important information, that's unknown to you right now. So even though, like we said in the Five of Water, even though you can't see the silver lining right now, there's a positive to come out of this situation. So just try to remind yourself of that when you are getting caught in those emotions, and try to, when you can, when you're able, obviously at a certain point, we need to make sure that we're feeling and releasing our emotions, not just denying them and trying to be positive all the time. So even if you have to sit with your emotions and things like that, try to, when you are in a good enough energy, try to think positively and just gently remind yourself that some sort of positive is going to come out of this situation. So even if your work or your financial situation is troubling you, just try to bring your logical mind back into focus. Maybe set some intentions, but also turn to, if you're open to this, turn to like your guides and the ascended masters and spirit in general, and try to ask them, for help. Like, ask them for guidance, ask them to light the way forward, ask them to help you in ways that they can, in terms of navigating your way forward, or just for support or signs or comfort or whatever you need. But yeah, right. So something's not turning out the way you'd hoped, or you're getting caught up in your emotions relating to your work/money situation. But if you feel what you need to feel and honor your emotions, but then gently remind yourself that a positive is coming out of this and something good is coming. So don't get stuck in that fearful or disappointed energy. Let it move through you, and then try to think positively and hold on to that little reminder. Okay, so we're going to go into the love section now for this week. So this is the card for singles. This is the card for no contact situations or up in the air connections. And then these two came out for those of you in already established connections. So we are going to start with the singles over here. So we have number 2, refusing to see. So I'm just trying to decide if I feel like this is you refusing to see something on someone else's part, or if this is more you refusing to see something about yourself. So it's kind of feeling like I'm just trying to relate this to like a single, because like the way that it comes across is more like you're dealing with somebody already. It feels like maybe some of you are withdrawing from someone, or you have withdrawn from someone. If there is anyone that's kind of in your life, or like if you're a single who kind of has options, but you're kind of just seeing like there's not really like one in particular, or like it's not really here nor there. If there's someone in your life, I think that this is a week of like really seeing the connection as it is, and not what you hope it to be or hope it will be. It's like you need to just like take your feelings out of it and judge this connection based on what's actually happening, not what's unsaid, or not what you're feeling about the situation, or not where you hope it might go, but just as it is, very unbiasedly, and then make a decision as to whether this is worth investing in or wasting any more time on. It feels like a lot of you are withdrawing from someone who just can't meet your needs, isn't even close to meeting your needs. But then if that's not the case, maybe this is a week of trying to do some self-reflection, and maybe assessing whether you've got any patterns that are blocking you in love, or maybe where you need to do more in terms of love to kind of create some momentum. Like perhaps, let's say you're hoping for a partner, or you're hoping to find connection, but you don't go out very much, like you stay at home a lot. It's going to be very difficult for the universe to bring this person to you. So maybe you need to realize that potentially your lack of action is what's creating the blockages. Maybe you have a pattern where when you start to get close to someone, you withdraw, and maybe it's about recognizing that pattern and trying to change it or do something differently to see where that takes you. Maybe you're refusing to see where you're closed off, or like cold-hearted in terms of love. But whatever the case is, I think that it's a really good week of self-reflection, and to be like accountable for what you can and can't do to improve your current situation, or to be accountable for what you can do and then let go of what you can't do to improve your situation, is what I meant to say. So yeah, it could be that completely solo journey of self-reflection, or this could be a connection that you're kind of withdrawing from at the moment. And then it could be the same thing, like depending on your current situation and where you're at. If you're already withdrawn from someone, is it because they weren't meeting your needs? Is this you running away? Is this your fear that's triggering you to want to withdraw? Like just being very, very honest about your actions, inactions, patterns, things like that. But yeah, we will do what we did last week for singles, and we'll pull a few tarot cards just to see if there's anything or anyone going on this week. So do the singles have anything or anyone coming through this week in love? Okay, so we have the Magician. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini, Sun, Moon or Rising, and we have the World. Okay, so this could definitely be you like wrapping up a cycle, really sort of like stepping into your power to close a cycle out, or taking your power back over this pattern or this cycle that you've been repeating. I could definitely interpret it that way. So like getting the clarity and then deciding like I have the power to rewrite my story and to, you know, change the ending, change the outcome by making a different choice. So this would be you like stepping into your power, but also some of you may even be like with this new awareness that you find this week, it's like you're manifesting or attracting almost like you're happily ever after. Like the World card in love, I can sometimes look at like, you know, the one, you know, like your forever love. So this new awareness and then stepping into your power to break the cycle could be what's going to then trigger that person to come in for you, because it's going to just like attract them in like a magnet. It could be resolving the issue with the current person and recognizing like, this is me running away, I'm going to make a different decision, and then, you know, taking your power back, staying true to yourself, and, you know, choosing to believe in the connection. Maybe it leads to that different happy outcome. And then it could also be like putting yourself out into the world, like putting yourself out there to attract and meet people. If we go back to like the message of if you stay home a lot while you're waiting for a person, this could be you putting yourself out there more. It could even be, I'm kind of like seeing this as like, you know, online dating, like Tinder or something like that, like putting yourself out into the world, using your magnetism to lure someone in. No, but yeah, and there could be a Gemini or a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio or Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising that's significant. Underneath the deck we also had Knight of Wands, so could also be like an Aries, Sun, Moon or Rising as well. But yeah, that's what's going on for singles. Now for those of you in like up in the air connections or no contact situations, we have number 3, share the love. So it feels like this card is coming through more like friendship, and I think that this is going to be a week of you really spending time with your friends, leaning on your friends, you know, sharing your love with your friends, sharing your time with your friends, sharing your energy with your friends, and just really leaning on them for support and trying to almost like distract or detach from the person that you're either not in contact with or things are really up in the air. So it's kind of like for the time being, you're just sort of letting go of anything to do with romantic relationships and just really focusing on relationships with your friends, maybe even your family as well. And you might even be like opening up about this situation and leaning on them and getting support from them, and just you know, letting them know that you're struggling with this situation or just getting advice from them. But yeah, this feels like a week of like really leaning on your community, spending time with your community, and just not focusing on matters of the heart. Sometimes this card can also be about like giving to the community. So if there's something that you can do for your community or your neighborhood, or a charity or something for someone, or for what am I trying to say? If you can do something for the community or for the neighborhood, or just do something charitable, it would be, it'll probably create some really good karma right now. And also, who knows, you may find a new friend or bump into someone when you least expect it who captures your heart or something, you know, never know. But yeah, if you can do something for the community or in the community, that would be beneficial to you. Well, actually, all right then. So for you guys, I'll also pull a couple of cards, and because I just said that there could potentially be someone that you meet, like a new person, let's just have a little quick look at that for you guys as well. So for this group of people here with this card, what is this about a new love interest? Who is that person? If there is someone, can you tell us a little bit about them? Okay, so we have the Empress, so they could be a Taurus or Libra, Sun, Moon or Rising. We have 3-3, they could be born in March, they could be born on the 3rd of any month, the 3rd of March maybe. That would make them Pisces, 3rd of March, Pisces? Or Aquarius. I can't think today, my head's all blocked, so I just can't fully just think clearly. But anyway, oh, so yeah, this is your energy, and I think that's why if you were to do something charitable or do something for the community or do something good with no real expectation, that giving, nurturing, compassionate energy is going to like attract something major. The Empress like attracts things, she doesn't chase things, but her, you know, her giving, loving, generous energy attracts things to her. 9 of Pentacles, that would be a card in the upright. It's kind of like bachelor, bachelorette, like independent woman, independent guy vibes. But then in the reverse, it's like, oh, somebody could be coming to, you know, wife you up or husband you up. Basically not single anymore. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, so they could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think that's actually the second time we've mentioned Libra, so Libra seems like it could be quite significant. This person, I feel, they're more of like a logical person. Like they definitely have like more of a mental energy rather than emotional energy. So like they're very logical, rational, they're intelligent, they're probably very witty, they can be pretty blunt and direct, but they're very honest, you know, they know themselves. And they'll be very direct with you about what they want as well. I feel like Spirit's being a little bit coy with us and not revealing too much. We have the Ace of Wands underneath the deck there, so there could be a new beginning that's on the horizon or waiting to come in, like we said. So I'll leave that there, and we'll move into those of you that are in established connections. So this week there could be like some higher awareness or some higher perspectives around maybe where your ego has held you back, or where you haven't fully opened up, or where you're not being your full authentic self. Maybe where you're trying to control your relationship or make it fit into a certain box that it's not supposed to fit into. But it's really about like higher understanding, higher perspectives about whatever might be sort of limiting you or limiting your connection. It's sort of making me think like with the highest, like our higher chakra, our crown chakra, it's almost like leaning into faith versus leaning into fear. So I don't know if some of you have like some fearful energies or some doubt or some insecurities around your relationship at the moment or this week. But if you entertain these fears and these doubts, they could sort of grow and become quite destructive. So it seems like you're being guided to sort of tune into like your higher understanding or your higher knowledge, and I guess master these fears, like take your power back over these fears. So this could be like, you know, finding it scary to speak up and get your needs met, or it could be a fear of being fully vulnerable. It could be fears of abandonment. It could be fears of being unlovable. Maybe you hide parts of yourself thinking that they are unlovable. Maybe you don't give your partner freedom because you're scared of what is going to happen. But this is really about sort of letting go of what you can't control and recognize that your fears are holding you back. So I think just like looking at your fears or your doubts honestly will help you release them. So just try to like open your heart, let go of any fears or doubts or insecurities. Understand that whatever will be, no matter how much you stress over it or try to micromanage it. Whatever will be. And just try to have faith that everything is as it should be and everything will be as it should be as well. And just try to sort of let go. But whatever sort of comes up for you, whatever sort of gets triggered for you, understand it's coming from a place of fear, and then try to look deeper into it in order to master it or like let it go. So your spiritual and personal growth message this week is number 12, Divine Will, which also reduces to a 3. So we have had 333 show up in your reading. Just thought I'd mention that in case you've been seeing that number a bit lately, or maybe you're going to see it a lot this week. So we're going to read this card from the book. Oh yeah, it just says right here, let go of fear, and that's literally what we just ended that on. So this card is accepting that there is a divine plan for every human being. Divine will is the process of our human experience to this unique blueprint. Every culture and religion has a narrative of their creator or personal God and their relationship with the human soul or spirit. That an overall plan exists for the outcome of humanity, and each individual is a concept of this belief. While divine will is the concept that there is divine universal plan for all of us, it still acknowledges that people have free will and the potential to make choices that lead us down this path. In essence, surrendering to divine will allows you to remove self-blocking patterns and tendencies that lead away from your true divine purpose here on earth. Currently, you are being asked to stop. Stop trying to force a door open. Your resistance will continue to make distance between you and your desired outcome. The overall picture is much bigger than you can see right now. Trust in your unique path and that you are exactly where you need to be, right here, right now. Surrendering to the universe and to divine will is removing the internal fight of being in control of every possible situation, issue, and scenario that may or may not eventuate. When you stop and surrender, you can live freely, having a sense of freedom in letting go of the events or circumstances that you simply cannot control. Everything will always be received in divine timing. Sometimes, when we work so hard at achieving a goal or outcome, it can be marred by setback after setback. This does not mean you will not receive success, more that you need to adjust and be open to a new approach to receive the outcome or resolution you desire. You may need to acknowledge, however, that the door isn't ready yet, or it is physically not meant to be opened by you. The affirmation here is, I let go of control and surrender to divine synchronicity. And look at the page number, you guys. 33. And we just literally spoke about 333. So there's a little divine synchronicity. So 3 is like a number of creation and manifestation and like fertility. So it's almost like you're on the verge of giving birth to something brand new in your life, whether it's like a new idea, whether it's an actual child, whether it's a creative project or a business. It's like you're very fertile to create at the moment. So it doesn't have to literally mean fertility and pregnancy, but it can, but more so on a bigger scale as well. And then the otter. The otter is the spirit animal that is supporting and guiding the collective this week. And the otter here says, initiations, be open through this transitional time. So we are going to also read this one from the book. So number 68. The otter is deeply connected to the water and is thought of as a symbol of life. Water is a feminine, life-giving force, just as the otter is a symbol of creativity. Together, they represent fluidity and transition. See, I just told you, you're in a very creative, fertile energy to give birth to something new. The otter speaks to your inner child as she loves to play. If you feel stressed or down, ask the otter to bring her energy to you. Otters are high vibrational and curious beings. They are also fearless and can be called on for extra courage when you most need it. The otter is associated with initiations and transitions and marks big changes in life, new birth, new cycles of life, or saying goodbye to a loved one. Summon the otter and let her guide you through it. You can call upon the crystal companions Youngite, flint, petrified wood, and self-healed quartz. Their energies can help you this week if you're interested in calling upon their energies. But I love how these two messages clarified so much of what we got, even in the prior part. So whatever you're not happy with, whatever's not going right at this moment, it's all according to plan. So let go of all the fear, let go of all the expectations, let go of trying to control and micromanage your career, your financial situation, your love life. Let it all go. Surrender. The divine has your best interests and your highest good at heart. And this is a transitional time that's leading you to something greater. So, hopefully this helps you kind of let go a little bit, relax a little bit, and just lean into the process. Trust the process a little bit more, because it's all happening for a reason, guys. So the final thing to talk about is the lucky day of the week. So previously I did like a significant or notable day of the week, but I was like, no, let's make it more of like a lucky day of the week, because then it's like a positive day that we can look forward to, like if you're having a really crappy week, at least you can look forward to one day. But what we got is Sunday. So Sunday is the lucky day of the week this week. So let's see what Sunday brings. So that's the end of the reading, guys. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, just to help the channel. Until next time, sending love, light, and everything bright.